What up, y'all? Wanted to make this video regarding the song that I recently released, Philosophical Tantrum. Um, just to go over certain techniques and things that I did from like my perspective of making it. Um, and I wanted to go over the production and the writing and recording as well. Maybe when you go back to listen to it, um, you can see how I incorporated these things and see what you think about them. Like maybe get a new picture of the song. So production wise, I think my starting point was definitely finding like an obscure sample, and just something that's hard to find. Speaking of which, if you can find the sample, DM me and I will Venmo you like $20 or something. That's all I got. I'm broke, so definitely try to find it. Um, I think my technique that I wanted to talk about was like humanization. So if you listen to the sample and if you listen to the drums, um, it's very live sounding. So I recorded it. I avoided clicking in the notes, so it's all recorded. Even the samples, like you can hear the gaps in between in the song. So listen closely. And then just the last thing is just making like a grimy song. So not something that sounds like too old school, like you're listening to something back in the day, but not too new. So the like the drums are clean sounding. Writing wise, I would say um, the intention. I don't know if it came out the way I intended it to, but I was trying to write about like a made up person who is kind of like an outsider, and they kind of choose to be an outsider. You know what I mean? And they're talking about the state of the world. They're angry with what's going on. Um, Honestly, now that I think about it, like it kind of resembles like the character of Joker if you've seen that movie. Not like I wasn't trying to write about him or anything like that, but now that I think back, um, that's what it reminds me of. And just in general, I called it tantrum because it's like the complaints of that person, they sound so minuscule to the world. So everybody is like, you should be more mature. You sound like a baby. So that's why I called it tantrum. And then the last thing, in terms of the recording, my biggest starting point was like just being as original as possible. So, as cliche as it sounds, I didn't want to sound like any other artist, any other race. I wanted to sound like me, Indian American person, and whatever accent I have, um, and keeping that focus in the song was important. Another thing was like just listening to New York rap. I was really influenced by like the Beast Coast movement that my friend Jay introduced me to like back in the day. Um, so that was a big influence in this song. And then lastly, just kind of incorporating like what the person might be thinking. So if you hear the different recordings, you might hear like different voices in the song, like layers. So if a person's like going crazy, you know, things that you might hear, I wanted to incorporate that concept in this song.